Muy buen día. This is an English video, not a Spanish video. How you doing, traders? Marcello here, founder of the Day Trading Academy. Today we are responding all of your questions. Sorry that I keep mixing up all the words in Spanish and also in English. I've been recording videos today for probably a solid 9-10 hours, trying to answer all your questions. You guys literally, I didn't expect the demand, so I really appreciate you guys asking questions, wanting to know about the financial markets or trading or anything in general. I'll share my experience with you guys that I have for about 15 years. Let's start with the first question. Don't forget to leave the question with hashtag #AskMarcello, and I'll go ahead and pull all those questions for you guys and ask them on video. And obviously, don't forget to subscribe here to the channel. And if you have any questions, obviously, just leave it that. So Max Lehman, or Leaman, sorry if I butchered your name, Max. Max, nice to meet you. How did you use that student loan for day trading? Teach me, please. I just need money. I have studied for 8 months now. So Max, now over time the regulations have gotten much more strict about what you can do and how to do it. I took out those loans, if I remember correctly, before the 2008-2009 crisis, so it was literally very easy to actually just ask for money. And one of the things that I see that happens is a lot of credit card companies want to offer credit cards to students because they just rack them up, right? And so it's okay for you to get credit before then. Credit cards are a little bit different than student loans. Student loans, I don't know how it works now because obviously I haven't taken out a loan in over 10 years, I think. So before, you can get either a government-backed loan or let's say a public loan. I don't know if I'm describing this correctly, but essentially one is supported by the government or the school, and the other one is kind of the public-private company, which at that point I used Sallie Mae. So the student loans in the United States, I don't know where you're from, Max, you didn't leave it on there, but the student loans in the United States are something that you cannot stop paying even if you go bankrupt. So if you have a mortgage, if you owe somebody money, if you have a credit card, if you have a car loan, all of that can be forgiven if you go bankrupt. And if you go bankrupt, generally the rule is that after 7 years, it's wiped off your credit history. Student loans are different. Student loans are not able to be forgiven, even though now when Obama was in office, there was a lot of legislation about the student loans being forgiven. And it's part of the reason why costs for school have exploded, because schools know that they're guaranteed. So of course they're going to charge more, right? Because there's no risk. That's my opinion, obviously, right? So I could literally take that money and use it for anything that I wanted to. A lot of people have grants and student loans, and what happens is that you get more than what you need, and then you're able to use that money for whatever you need or living expenses. So that's how I was able to use student loans to learn how to trade. I've paid those off a long time ago with you know, obviously with everything I've been doing in the day trading industry, and obviously now I have a lot of other businesses and stuff as well, thanks to the financial markets. So that's how I used it for trading. Next question we have, Aurel Rosanda. I can't stop thinking about becoming a trader. At the moment, I'm enjoying an 8-to-4 job, but the desire is hunting me. Trading with a paper account feels lifeless to me. Real accounts cost me money. What is the first step that you recommend me to do? So, Aurel, the first thing is obviously I'm just going to explain to you a little bit the process of how we teach traders. Obviously, you know, we're not advisors, so to speak, right? That's something that I legally have to let you guys know. We just teach people how to trade. And what happens is people start with the curriculum, right? They learn the technique that we use, how to read the charts, the lines, all that good stuff, right? And we use something that's a bit particular, which is called tick charts, right? What a lot of people don't use. Then from there, you sim trade. Sim trading is where you build the consistency with a paper account, which is the reason why you say that it's lifeless, right? And then from there, you trade live. So if you don't have the time to trade live, you may not be trading a correct strategy, or you might be, I don't know what you're trading, you didn't put it here in the comment, but if you trade Forex or stocks, you're gonna have to stay, I'm thinking in Spanish because I was doing some Spanish videos. You'll have to stay pendiente. It's, you'll have to watch the market all day to make sure you're looking for the right setup. Whereas with futures, as long as you learn the right way, you really don't need more than, I would say, half an hour, maximum an hour and a half to trade. So what I would recommend you do is develop a strategy where you can literally practice for 30, 45 minutes a day. You said you worked an 8 to 4 job. I don't know where you live, but the majority or a lot of the traders that have full-time jobs, they come to some kind of agreement with their employer. You know, you can say, well, look, I'll take just a half an hour lunch instead of an hour lunch. Just give me this time that I need to trade or do that, or you know, something along those lines. So that's what I would recommend you do. And obviously find a strategy that you can use that allows you to trade for just that time frame a day, and then obviously you'll be able to fit it into your schedule. So that's what I recommend you do, my man. All right. Next question is from Brutus Empire. I don't think that I answered this question last time, but obviously you asked it, Brutus. So do me a favor, do a video on how to set up a brokerage account and scanning service, the same thing you have on your laptop. I want to travel and trade with just one laptop. So Brutus, this also depends on what you're trading with, because we trade futures, so it's a lot simpler to trade futures, in my opinion, than most other markets. I believe that when you're trading stocks, you have to screen the stocks. You have to do your homework to find the ones that are moving to be able to trade the right ones. In Forex, you have to have, you know, the 8 screens with all the different markets, all the different pairs to analyze all the markets, to find the right market at the end of the day to make sure that you trade correct, you know, the trade that you want. In futures, it's a lot simpler, Brutus. So you have one market, one, you know, that's it. So you literally open up your laptop, you do a 5-minute analysis, and then from there, you literally start trading and you're done. You know, obviously you can trade all day if you want, but the majority of our traders, I would say, trade anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes a day. So I'd recommend you start learning futures. You know, we have a program. If you want to find out about that, just email us at support@thedaytradingacademy.com, and you know, we can let you know about that. Otherwise, look for a strategy or develop one on your own to be able to go ahead and trade with. Okay. After that, we have Dolphin 777. How much money do you recommend to gather up before it's worth day trading? Asks Dolphin 777. We got to change the name, Dolphin. You know, like put your Pedro or Mike, whatever your name is, in there. So this is a very subjective question to answer, because I believe that it's very difficult to tell you the minimum amount that you should trade with. I know that in order to day trade stocks, you could trade with about $500. Obviously, Forex and binary options, you can start with $10 or $50 or $100. I personally recommend all the traders to start with futures, because I believe you can start with less and you can make more in the long run. Obviously, full disclosure, if you can make more, you can lose more too, right? So obviously day trading is risky, but if you learn the right way, you can consistently make an income with trading. So I'm going to give you the example that we have for futures, okay? Minimum amount to open up an account is $1,000. The recommended amount that I would say is about $2,000 or $3,000. And just keep an eye out on a video that I did, Dolphin, because I actually did a really long video on the amount of money required to be able to learn how to trade. So just keep an eye out for it. I'll try to put it out maybe next week or the following week, so it's recent, so you can actually see that, okay? So good question, my man, or woman, you know, if you like dolphins, whatever the case may be. Okay, so next one is B Cage. What if they ban day trading altogether? B Cage. So I think that if they ban trading altogether, trading has existed since the beginning of time, right? Everybody speculates on things that they know about. Speculate with real estate, with cars, with stocks, whatever the case, the value of businesses, right? We have people speculating on apps, venture capital funds, you know, the sharks that go in, they buy a company that's not doing well, they build it up, they sell it in parts. So if they do ban trading altogether, then we're going to have much bigger things to worry about other than trading itself. So let me just, full disclosure here. I don't think it matters whether Trump won or Hillary Clinton won. I think that we're kind of heading, the analogy that I always describe is we're heading towards the iceberg, the crisis, And with Trump, he's trying, even though whether you like him or don't like him, I don't want to pick sides. But we're starting to try to avoid the crisis, but we're not going to turn in time, and we're still kind of gonna hit it, right? Just like in the Titanic. So for traders or financial people in general, it's better that Trump won, because obviously what he wants to do is reduce taxes and not raise them like Hillary Clinton wanted to do. I don't want this to be like a political video where you say, oh, Trump sucks. I know people hate Trump, people love Trump, same with Hillary Clinton. But for traders themselves, one thing that most people don't know is that the Glass-Steagall Act that they instituted after the Great Depression in 1929 is what limited banks from trading people's money. A brokerage account was different than a stock or bank account, right? They couldn't mix. Bill Clinton is the one that removed the Glass-Steagall Act and allowed these super conglomerate banks to actually exist. So I mention that because if you do hate Trump, Clinton isn't so far away from what's actually happening. At the end of the day, I believe, and I just want to cover my tracks here because, obviously I don't want the trolls and everybody to kill me here on the comments, but I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. At the end of the day, I believe that, pointing the finger at the other party every 4 years is how they distract us. And at the end of the day, we're still headed towards that same crisis. So day trading for me, as long as you're able to learn it properly, you're going to be able to allow yourself to learn and make a lot more money in a crisis than any other job that I know of, as long as you're able to learn properly, right? Full disclosure, it's not that easy, etc., etc. So there were more millionaires created in the Great Depression than at any other time in the history of the world. That was probably as bad as it gets, BKage, when it comes to the financial markets, and they didn't ban trading. So I don't think that'll happen, but if it does, we're going to have a lot bigger things to worry about than actually trading. So again, thank you for all the questions, guys. Let me just double check, make sure we don't have any others here. Leave it with Ask Marcello, hashtag Ask Marcello. Don't forget to actually subscribe to the channel and let me know if you have any questions.